And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Kaiser. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Carlos Dunlap getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. And taken right at the 35. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Charles, we got a second here to discuss Cincinnati as their offense works their way back out there. Marvin Lewis, many thought on the way out, but now a 2-year extension, and it's 2 straight years without them being in the playoffs after 5 straight in the playoffs. Were you surprised that Marvin Lewis was given the extension?
I actually was, because he was at the end of his contract, and I thought that that was a natural endpoint for he and the Bengals, especially since, as you framed it, back-to-back years without the playoffs, back-to-back years of 7 and 9. But getting the 2-year extension tells me they're ready to rebuild. Retool this team. They've got to get better in the offensive line. They've got to get better skill position players. The defense is going to undergo some more construction now. Got a new defensive coordinator coming in. So the coaching staff, players, a rebuild in Cincinnati, and they think Marvin Lewis is the guy to guide them.
That's going to set him back 5 yards. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Dalton throwing on 2nd down. He's going to air it out deep for Green. And that's caught inside the 35. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. So we have now seen connection number 1 between Dalton and Adriel Jeremiah, A.J. Green.
Say that again?
Adriel Jeremiah.
Look at you. You are full of knowledge and information. And you know something? I bet Andy Dalton learned his full name as well, because he figured out quickly, this is going to be my number 1 target. I got to know this guy in a big way.
So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect.
It's not a bad idea, not at all. You've got a bunch of defenders reeling a little bit back on their heels after just giving up a big play. You take another shot and hope to complete it. In this case, though, it falls incomplete.
Shift together here from the D-line. The former 2nd-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. And Dalton to throw. And able to find Green. And he gets the 1st down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. The quick slant caught. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football.
And he's going to go down. This will count as a sack, a very short sack, taken down at the 2. They've been moving the ball well offensively, really getting into a groove. Last play, pass completion. Now, finally, the defense gets there.
And you have to find a way to disrupt their rhythm. Do you do it with coverage, or do you do it with pressure? They elected to go with pressure, and it was the right call.
Stonewalled on 2nd down. Now let's see what they can do on 3rd and goal from the 2. Here's a run with Mixon. And he's not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Partner, it's decision time now. I know it's still just the second quarter, but you have an opportunity to either kick the field goal or go for it and try and score a big-time touchdown. This is why the head coaches get paid the big bucks.
And Bullock will put this one through, and the lead moves to 10-zip. So give them 3 there. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they couldn't punch it in.
And credit this defense, too. That was the old bend but don't break approach, but it kept the offense out of the end zone.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Before the offense changes hands here, let's look back at the Super Bowl February 5th. What a game. I know you were there calling it offensively, though. Impressive on both sides.
It certainly was, and let's face it, if you're in Minnesota, it's cold outside, but you talk about the offenses, they heated up in a big way. And how about Nick Foles? The backup quarterback turned MVP. 373 yards, 3 touchdowns, and, of course, the big one receiving on the Philly special.
Quite a story. As you and I were talking about off air, it was just a fluid game. Not a lot of penalties, just really clean play.
Exactly the type of game the NFL needed for the audiences at home watching the game and, of course, people in attendance. A really well-played game.
There goes Duke Johnson. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Duke Johnson, 75 yards. And the Browns are able to strike quickly for 6. And those are the highlight reel runs you dream of right there.
When he gets a seam and just gets through it, how about the explosiveness, the burst to get there to begin with, and then once he's in full gallop, good luck trying to track him down.
And those plays so demoralizing for the defense.
Absolutely, because you've done so much work trying to keep people in front of you. When they're past you and behind you, that's a tough one to swallow.
CD, I want to get your thoughts on some potential free agents this offseason before we change the possession here. Now, caution, many of these guys could be re-signed, I know, but who are some of them? Kirk Cousins is one.
Yeah, we're talking about difference makers. Kirk Cousins at the quarterback position. He's going to be coveted around the league by quarterback-needy teams. Case Keenum had a big year. Could he move? But how about running backs? Le'Veon Bell, Dion Lewis, some pass catchers, Jimmy Graham, Jarvis Landry, Sammy Watkins. And about the guy who goes and gets quarterbacks, DeMarcus Lawrence had a monster year for Dallas last season.
Yeah, a lot of big names that could be out there as free agents. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. He's got his man, Boyd. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the 1st down. It's a Bengal 1st down, a pickup of 11. They go play action here on 1st down. He's got his man on the crossing route. Still fighting. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
That crossing route is so effective when you hit it just right because you get a guy on the move, and then we see the end result there.
Nightmare for the defense. They got a guy with a full head of steam.
Not only does he catch it, but he picks up additional yardage after it.
Here's Dalton throwing the out route incomplete. That's Green. A gain of 6 there on 1st. And it'll be Dalton again to Mixon on the check down. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 40. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and they're going to have a 3rd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
They tried to run right into the teeth of the defense on 3rd down, but looked like those teeth were pretty sharp.
They were having absolutely none of it, stuffed them for a loss.
Yeah, couldn't get any leverage up front and move people aside in order to run the ball.
And my goodness, this is incomplete. Marvin Lewis tries for it, but comes up empty. And this Browns defense stands tall. Browns offensively getting ready to take the field again. If you take a step back, Charles, last 2 years for the Browns, 1-31. Worst 2-year stretch in the 98-year history of the NFL. Everybody knows that story. and the playoff drought at 14 years. Where does this franchise turn?
It's one of the great questions because I was on the record last spring that their draft looked about as professional a draft as you could have. 3 first-rounders, all of them became starters for them when you think about it. Myles Garrett at defensive end, Jabril Peppers at defensive back, and David Njoku at tight end. All of them contributed. It looked like they were making progress. They've just simply forgotten how to win as an organization, a franchise, as a team. That's the number one thing. Get a win. Get 2 wins, and maybe they can start to turn this thing around.
On second down, Johnson. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 6-yard pickup to get him back to the original line of scrimmage with third down coming up.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to him back.
Kaiser to throw it. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And he's able to bring it up 5 yards shy of midfield to the 45-yard line. I want to give a hat tip real quick, Charles, to J.J. Watt before the possession switches here. Walter Payton, NFL Man of the Year. They totaled up how much he helped raise for hurricane relief, $37 million.
Incredible. Hurricane Harvey, which really hit the Houston area in a big way, and his original goal was $200,000. So congratulations to J.J. Watt and all the people who participated. And Greg Olsen of the Panthers, Benjamin Watson of the Ravens, both tight ends, also nominated and finalists for the most prestigious award as determined by the NFL, the Walter Payton Man of the Year Award.
Steps away to his left, and he slides to avoid the hit. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for third down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this third down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they run successful.
They'll try to pass on fourth down. Dalton. And that's complete to LaFau. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down.
As a defender, I always found the slant route extremely difficult to cover unless you're able to jump on top of it early, because once he gets...
Looking for Green, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jason McCourty, and he returns it here to his own 18-yard line.
And that's now the second time he's picked off a pass here in the first half alone. Again, another great read defensively, and you just see him get in the right position to make the play and get his guys the football back.
They begin the drive with Johnson. And he'll take this one up to about the 23. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
It's a loss of 2, now third down.
Well, with the kind of half he's had, I think we can forgive him that run, right? Not every run's going to be a big play, is it?
No, and also the blocking just wasn't there. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the Alabama man, Dre Kirkpatrick. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half, and you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest, we're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next year?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here, but he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
Andy Dalton, and his throw here's incomplete. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. And it'll bring up third down.
Out routes are always timing routes. And if the timing's off just a little bit, it can really throw off a play. It looked like he let him a little too much there.
Yeah, there was a fraction of a second because he caught it, just couldn't stay in bounds. Two minutes to play here in the first half. More from Cleveland after this. So a designed run last play. Now Dalton to pass. He sets to fire deep. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And he'll bring this one back. To the 29. Now an Eastern Michigan man, Darius Jackson on the carry. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. On 3rd down, that's Jackson. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. Well, after an interception, last thing you want to do is go 3 and out, give the ball right back. They avoided that.
Yeah, you definitely do not want to do that. I remember in college I played with a really big-time player on defense. We ended up getting an interception as we passed the offense coming out. He told him, if you don't take care of this football, you have to answer to me later. You definitely want to take care of it, pick up first downs.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here.
Here we go!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. There goes Duke Johnson. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Duke Johnson with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Browns are able to cash in for 6. And that makes it 14-10. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20. But not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Mixon gets the nod to start the drive, and he'll find some space up to about the 25. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Now it falls on McCarron to get his guys to the line quickly. A.J. McCarron looking to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. The offense going to stay out there. They've converted once, failed once. What can they do here on 4th down? They do go for it. It's McCarron. He's going to float this one deep right side. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jason McCourty. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman.
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
with the Eagles.
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. Kaiser, and his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by George Iloka. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays...
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. There he goes right side. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. It's caught inside the 5, and he will get into the end zone. So a perfect finish to the half. They get the touchdown on the final play, and 2 more for good measure. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 45. Takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke.
And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Myles Garrett in there to sack him for a loss of 6.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time